Hi, this is attorney Arkady Frekhtman. I'm a New York City personal injury trial attorney, and welcome to Last Week Tonight, where we answer your questions and we talk about your comments. It's all about you, the viewer. So let's get into it. Here's a question from RTS Kitchen, and he or she says, what's the biggest payout on these? That's what I'm asking. I had my L3, L4, and L5S1 fused, plus I have to fuse my C6, C7 in the neck. It was a slip and fall case on the job at work. It happened May 21st, 2021, and I've been out of work since. My attorney is putting in a demand, but I'm not too happy with the numbers. I'm 38 years old with a family. I was a truck driver on top of this, and now I can't go to work anymore because of this injury. Oh, I had the surgery October 11th, 2022. I'm so feeling this pain. Then on top of that, the doctor ordered another MRI. I might have to do another surgery. So with all this, I'm just curious on what you think it's all worth. I'm in Louisiana. Well, it really depends. It depends on what is it, a workers' comp case? Is it a workers' comp meaning a straight workers' comp? That's just a work accident. So that would be lost wages and your medical bills paid. If it's a third-party lawsuit where you're suing someone, like a third party, that's a negligence case. That's a personal injury case. Then it would be worth much more, I think. Louisiana depends where. Like New Orleans, I believe, is a very good venue. I know a lot of trial lawyers there. I could help you if you wanted to get a second opinion. What really rings a red flag for me is you're saying the lawyer is putting in a demand, but you're not happy with it. So then why is the lawyer putting in a demand? He's your lawyer. He's supposed to be your counsel, your guide, your right hand, right? So you should be talking with him or her and then agreeing on the amount that the case is worth together. And when he's advocating, he should be advocating for you, right? You're the client. So why is he putting in a demand that you're not happy with? So if he's putting in a demand, let's say $1 million, and then they say, okay, we're going to pay you $990, but you don't want that. You're not happy with that. So then what's the point? Is he doing it just to get money for himself? But then the whole case is, going to blow up. That's going to be a really bad situation. So you want to make sure that you're communicating, that you're talking with this lawyer. And if you're not happy with the lawyer, get another lawyer. But but the injuries seem very, very serious. If it is straight workers' comp, then, I'm happy to do a little due diligence if you need someone for that. I don't really, do straight workers' comp. And I think that's very state specific, meaning it's specific based on Louisiana's local laws. But if it's a personal injury, then I definitely know a few excellent lawyers out in Louisiana. I could get you a consult, a second opinion if you wanted that. Just feel free to text me. It's the 347-566-9595. But, another point to make is that, because before that, I think that the same person was saying, this is what I'm talking about, and, nobody can tell me what I want to hear. But the real thing is that, the question you're asking is very, very case specific, meaning that the only way to get a real answer is for that attorney, or if you don't trust that attorney, another attorney, to really, open up the case file, read the case file, read all your medical records, read what happened, see how much insurance there is out there, and then also speak with your friends, your neighbors, your coworkers, if it is a personal injury case, to be able to tell the human story. That's the only way anybody's really going to give you any kind of valuation. You can't really expect to get that from a YouTube comment. It's just not something. It's kind of like, if you wanted to know what your health is, right? What your health will be in the next year. And you're really curious. You're like, well, how is my health going to be a year from now? Well, you couldn't just write a YouTube comment and expect somebody to know your health. You'd have to go to your doctor. They'd have to do a physical exam. You'd have to do a stress test, maybe blood work, urinalysis, all these things. Then they could sit down with you. They could talk to you. It might be a mental health issue. You might also need to get a psychiatrist or psychologist about. Then they could tell you okay, this is what we think your health will be in a year from now, 5 years from now. And even that's not exact, right? So that's what I'm trying to explain, that this is not an exact science. And when I give any kind of estimates, they're just that. They're just estimates based on past cases. But you can't really explain what a case may be worth from a comment. See, even now, like even having this long comment, I don't even know, is it a workers' comp case or is it a personal injury case? And that's like a real central issue. So you really need a consultation with somebody. I'm happy to provide one, or speak to the lawyer you have, but definitely a consultation would help. Okay, let's see what other questions we have. Here's a question from TR9134, and he says, "Hi, Mr. Arkady. Sir, my attorney is selling my case out. I still have 3 herniated discs. He will not talk to me, but they are steadily trying to low all my case, sending me to appointments they made for me. I will have all my teeth removed." And then he's saying basically that workers' comp is paying for it. He needs help. He's been in the hospital for 4 days, neck surgery, blood pressure's going on, and the lawyer is not a workers' comp specialist. And they scheduled a hearing in mid-August, and they want to close the case. Okay. So yeah, I mean, I would need to know what city you're in, but if it's a workers' comp case, this one, I think he says it's a workers' comp case and the lawyer's not a workers' comp specialist. Like I said, again, I do personal injury, so I don't really do workers' comp, but if you needed the help, if you're having trouble finding anyone on your own, let me know what city you're in, just text me, and maybe I could find somebody who's a workers' comp specialist in that area just to help you out. Of course, I want to help if I can. Okay, let's see what other questions. Some of these we've answered in other videos, so I'll skip over those. Let me see what else we have. I think we had a lot of comments from people because I was on trial for 3 weeks, and before that I was away, I was on vacation. So I probably had a lot of different comments that I didn't get to. So let me skim down and see what else. Here's a question. The judge says the motion is untimely. Accordingly, the motion is denied. A, can the defense appeal the decision? And B, is there a time limit for filing an appeal? So, I mean, yes, I mean, usually any side, right, either a plaintiff or a defense lawyer can appeal a decision. So when you have a motion, it just means you're asking the court to do something. Right, in this case, I guess they were asking, it doesn't say what the motion was for, but it was untimely. So it was denied for that reason. So the only way the appeal would be successful is if you can show that it was timely. Otherwise, the appeal would just be denied, because if it's untimely, right? There are rules. So the trial court's just following the rule. The appellate court only gets involved if the trial court made a mistake. So if the trial court followed the rules incorrectly or did something wrong, then the appeals court might say, you know what, I'm going to reverse the trial court because they made a mistake. It's pretty rare, but it does happen. But, probably not in this scenario. If it's just untimely, it's probably just going to be untimely. And then a time limit for filing an appeal, yeah, there is. There's a time limit. Like in New York, the time limit is usually you have to serve a notice of appeal within 30 days of being served an order with notice of entry. So what happens is an order gets signed by a judge. The party that wins usually, although it could be the party that loses, has to serve that order with notice of entry on the other side. Once you get it, hey, it's been entered and this is an order that's been filed. Now your clock starts running. You have 30 days. You file a notice of appeal. That's just like a few pieces of paper, like 3-4 pieces of paper saying, I intend to appeal. And then you usually have 6 months to actually write the appeal and submit the brief. It's called a brief. It's kind of like a little book. It's going to be, usually pretty long, like 10, 20, 30 pages. And you're going to submit the appeal. You could ask for an extension if you can't finish it. You could ask for an adjournment. But that's usually how it works in New York. Every state has their own rules about that. Then Bit by a Turtle says, I dig the new format. Oh, thank you. I think he's talking about one of the short videos we did. Thank you, yeah. And then let's see what else we have here. John D says, I know why all cases settle, because the insurance companies make the rules, and if you don't like it, too bad. Well, yeah, I mean, the insurance companies, of course, they're very, very, persuasive. They have a lot of lobbying power. They have a lot of clout. especially in New York, it seems like a lot of these judges, when you go to trial, are either former insurance company, I know they worked for an insurance company, or former defense lawyers, and they kind of push you to settle. So unfortunately, but all we could do is do our best and fight back and go for justice and get the maximum results for clients. That's what we do. Like in the recent trial I just finished, the judge was trying to get us to take like $1 million. And then before that, the offer was only $450, but then we ended up getting 3.5 million, 3.5. So we did much better. So, you just have to fight and go for the maximum. And who knows, if we would have gone all the way, maybe we would have gotten more. Maybe we would have gotten less though. The client, at that point, we thought it was enough and the client wanted to take it. And it was also guaranteed money as opposed to, getting a verdict, which is like a paper judgment, but then it could be appealed. And then you're going to wait like 5 years and then that gets reduced. So it's the whole, that's one of the issues, like real money versus fighting. And sometimes, you get tired because cases just take a long time. Like this case was from 2015 and it was just being litigated now because it was against the city. So cases just take a long time. And then Mike says, Attorney Frekhtman is an honest and dedicated lawyer who respects the law and appreciates people who are injured. He fights for their rights and compensation. Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. That's really a nice thing to say. Okay, I think that's good. Let's see, I'll go through these comments and I'll make a few more last week tonight's where I answer, I'll pick out the best videos and answer, the best comments and answer some of those that are more interesting, that more people can relate to. And we'll also do a few lives. So please like and subscribe to our channel. We are here for you. Comment or, text me if you have a specific question that you want to keep private and do a consult. Okay, all the best. Have a great day, everyone. Stay safe out there, and we will talk to you very, very soon. Okay, bye-bye.